few years ago, I had a conversation with somebody, and they were talking about history always repeating. And they're like, is there any way that we can just stop history from repeating if we just tell people about the past in order to change the recurring events? And I told them, without repentance, there's nothing we can do. Repentance is the only thing that you should be seeking, not what looks right in your own eyes. Ecclesiastes 1 9 through 11 tells us that there's nothing new under the sun. History will always repeat itself. It says that there is no remembrance of the past and no remembrance of what shall lie ahead. Oftentimes, when people talk about history always repeating, they talk about Stalin, Hitler. I mean, we can go on for days talking about that, like Saddam Hussein wanting to rebuild Babylon. But that's really beside the point, because there's stories in the Bible that are repeating itself. 1 Samuel chapter 8 and 9, it tells you exactly how Israel rejected God. They rejected what made them unique. They were ruled by God, whereas the pagan nations were ruled by kings. And they rejected God because they wanted a physical king like the pagans. And they said, we want a king that will judge us. The physical king that was appointed for them his name was Saul. He was a mighty man of power, and he looked the part as well. He was young and very tall, but he was prideful, which led to his downfall. What were the reasons that Israel rejected God? Well, they said that Samuel had become old, and his sons were corrupt judges and accepting bribes. So they went to Samuel and they stated all these facts, and they wanted to have a physical king. Well, you look at the government nowadays, and what are everyone saying? That our government officials are old. They don't represent us. We need someone young. We need someone that will judge the wickedness. What we're seeing in the world today is that people have the zeal of God, but they have not come to the knowledge of it. See, everyone's not acknowledging the sin, and they have this burning desire to get rid of the sin, but they're trying to seek the righteousness in their own eyes rather than the righteousness of God. While Christians are observing the world, we really should be looking at ourselves, because it was Israel that rejected God. See, what are the Christians supporting? Is it biblical? And if it's not, you might be being led astray, and you might be appointing Saul.